So the roadmap, again, we have our 6-month cadence, next release being 1.1, coming in October. Specifically adding support for handset, tablet, and media phone. We have this running on a couple of media phone platforms. You may not have noticed, but there is a 1.0 IBI release. So this is basically supporting MeeGo on some specific IBI platforms. And that will carry forward. And then in 1.2, we expect to add support for connected television as well. One other comment on the roadmap. If you're interested in, we have this 6-month cycle. Obviously, that breaks down into some time spent thinking about requirements, and then a period of active feature development, and then there's a stabilization period, and then there's kind of the release phase. If you go to the MeeGo wiki, go to MeeGo.com and you'll find the wiki link there. There's a bunch more detail on exactly how we do release engineering and what that cycle looks like. We have a weekly build cadence. So you can find a lot of information on the MeeGo site about how exactly we're building MeeGo. So if you're somebody that's looking at building a product around MeeGo, I encourage you to go take a look at that, because it'll give you a lot more insight into how are things actually built and where can I find more information on current bugs and all of that information. It's all available on MeeGo.com. I want to just give you a quick look at the Intel platform roadmap. We've talked a lot about MeeGo, and obviously at Intel we're also building a variety of Atom-based platforms that MeeGo will run great on top of. So I've just got a couple of roadmap slides. This first slide is showing the Atom roadmap targeting primarily netbooks and smartphones and handhelds. So the top row here, this is the netbook platforms. So we have Diamondville, which was essentially last year's netbook platform, and Pine Trail, which is the current generation of netbook platform. MeeGo netbook release, of course, runs great on both of those. So that's what we do a lot of our internal development on. And then on the handset side, we've got the current generation, which is Morristown. If you saw out in the demo showcase the AVA mobile device running the handset day 1 image, that is based on the Morristown platform. Dramatically lower power if you compare it to previous generation Menlo, which was targeting sort of the tablet space. So 50x reduction in the idle power there. And then we're hard at work on the next generation of platform for the handheld space, which is called Medfield. And you can expect that trend of continuing to reduce the overall platform power and continuing to focus on performance to carry forward with Medfield. So of course, within Intel, our goal is to make sure that MeeGo runs great on these Intel platforms. We do a lot of work on getting the drivers for these platforms upstream and making sure they're good quality. And we do a lot of optimization and work around that in our role as Intel. And then one more roadmap slide, just looking at platforms coming for connected TV. We do have an Atom-based system on a chip currently shipping for the connected TV market. And we have the second generation system on a chip, codenamed Groveland, that'll be coming out later on this year. And again, we're working on making sure that MeeGo runs well on that platform as well. So encourage you to check those out. We can certainly get you more information on these platforms. So if you're interested in that, just come and see me afterwards. Okay, so just to summarize quickly, and I want to leave a few minutes for questions. If you look at MeeGo, there really is value there for everyone in the ecosystem. I think there's a great opportunity if you're an open source developer to come and contribute to a really cutting edge project and become recognized as a key contributor. If you're an application developer, the ability to write your application once and scale it across not only multiple devices, but also multiple stores. I think there's going to be tremendous value as these devices and stores start coming to market over the next year or so. For device manufacturers, the technologies, the openness will, I think, bring tremendous value. You're going to start seeing the first MeeGo products coming on market. You heard from Nokia, they have a device plan for this year. The flexibility in terms of supporting multiple architectures and multiple device types, and also the ability to really participate in driving the project. If you're an operator or a service provider, I think there's a great opportunity to bring a unique device to market and to do your own services, do your own app store, all branded under your own brand if you wish. So tremendous flexibility in how you bring devices to market and also bring your own unique services onto those devices. And then finally, I think MeeGo also will benefit the overall Linux platform. You heard Jim talk about that. As we work and contribute back to upstream projects across a wide range of technologies, it really is going to move the Linux platform forward, which will benefit really everyone, not just MeeGo. So with that, thank you very much for your attention, and I think we have a few minutes for questions if there are any questions. Don't be shy. Well, you're thinking of a question. A few other references in terms of where you can find more information. These are really just links off of the MeeGo website, but some places that you may want to take a look at in terms of the architecture documentation, where you can grab the current SDK, more information on the API, and then also the developer guide. And as you heard from Ibrahim, there really is an amazing amount of activity on the wiki, especially. So you can actually, I think, get a lot of insight into what's going on in the project. Take a look at the wiki. There's a lot of detail there. The mailing lists are very good, especially if you're interested in following the development and a lot of the conversations going on around that. If you're an end user, like if you're using MeeGo Netbook, for example, the MeeGo forums actually are quite useful. There's a lot of end-user questions and answers to common issues and so on the MeeGo forum. Mainly today focused on Netbook because that's primarily what people are using. But we'll see that grow into handheld as those devices come out into the market. So those, I think, are the primary places if you want to find out more. There's a lot of information out there. A lot of, I think, people, if you have questions that are willing to answer and give you insight based on their experience. Well, if there are no questions, I'll say thank you very much. And if you do have anything, please come and talk to me afterward. Thank you.